Okay, this regular monthly meeting for April 2024 of the Morgantown Utility Board will come to order. Everybody got the minutes? Everybody had a chance to read the minutes? Are there any objections or corrections?
No.
Okay, may I have a motion to accept the minutes?
I move to approve the minutes for the regular meeting of March 12th, 2024 as submitted.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. All right, no one's here from the public. Did we get any letters or phone calls or messages?
We did get a nice thank you card from Chair Lady Charlotte Lane from the Public Service Commission of West Virginia, thanking us for the fire hydrant donation. We're very pleased.
And everybody got a chance to see the picture of Charlotte Lane with the fire hydrant. Great fire hydrant. It was wonderful. Thank you very much. You guys did a great job. I want to know who carried it.
Well, I did.
All by yourself?
Yes, I just lugged it out of the
Did I
back.
make him out of gas iron?
No, I really got to thank Joey McDonald and his team. They did a great job. John DeChristopher and Kevin, they just did a really good job putting it all together and getting it painted, and it's nice. So one question came up about it was taking the spot of the Christmas tree that they put up in the commission lobby. And I said, but we had enough sense to put casters under that. So
Oh, yeah.
it easily can be moved around and or decorated for the holiday season.
All right, good. So we now have a MUB memorial in the
Our
HOA.
presence is noted.
Yes, okay. Good job. Good job. I think Charlotte was thrilled to get that. All right. New business. We have the Public Service Commission Fire Hydrant Maintenance and Testing Task Force.
Yes, so on March 19th, the PSC created a task force for the purpose of recommending rules to be adopted by the Commission regarding inspection, flushing, flow testing, and marking of fire hydrants owned by water utilities. MUB was specifically named to serve on the task force, and I and Corey Jones will be the representatives to that task force. So
Good.
we're looking forward to it.
Congratulations. I think that's very nice recognition for our organization.
Thank you and your predecessors for making MUB an exemplar in the state on how to do this.
Agreed.
Okay.
Thank you.
Old business, EPA Brownfields Grant.
Yes, on March 28th, we opened bids for the pre-demolition environmental clearance and site demolition of the Dinsmore Tire Shop and Bicycle Shop. The lowest qualified bidder at the time bids were open was Parada Paving in the amount of $291,000. The bid tabs are in your packet. It is our recommendation that you accept the bid by Parada.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I move to approve the bid submitted by Parada Paving Company, Inc. in the amount of $291,000 contingent upon approval by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion?
The bid includes the demolition and the 12-inch stone cap. Does it include any more of a cap than that, do you know?
I don't think so, no.
So if we want to use it in the future, what would we need to do to it for a recreational purpose, as an example?
That's above my head. I'm not exactly sure. I think the capping is the requirement, but there'll probably be some land restrictions and restrictions on if you start digging. But that hasn't been created yet, I don't think. So where this will go now is once the buildings are down, it'll then be entered into the volunteer remediation program. And so those questions will start to get answered once we enter it into there. But that is, yeah, the 12-inch cap was
And that may be enough, I'm not sure.
That was what was recommended by our engineer as being enough of a cap.
Yeah, I'm just thinking from a recreational standpoint, what the standard is, and I'm not sure, so.
As I recall, the standard that was being proposed is the maximum standard, which would allow for recreation.
Thank you. That's what I thought I remembered. Yeah.
I think a cap is the solution for that, and I think that's why it was designed that way. So even the foundations are going to be removed, so foundations and slabs and everything will be removed during this demolition.
Look a lot nicer.
You think?
Yeah, for sure.
That'll be good.
One thing I noticed on the bid tab, it looked like a few of the applicants did not meet the requirement of having a active contractor license in the state. Was that spelled out in the RFP itself, stating that that was something that had to happen previous to bid submittal?
The license requirement was in the specifications, and it was also a question that was asked prior, and it was answered.
Okay.
So everyone knew what the requirement was.
Right, that's one thing I've seen in my career. Some would say must have licensure in the state before submittal. Some would say if awarded contract, before contract awarded. So ours said upon submittal.
It was part of the bid requirements.
All right, then that's good. That's good enough to me.
Okay.
And it was a general engineering specification on the contractor's license.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to approve the bid. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. All right, Chief View.
Nothing, the only thing to report is we're still waiting on the PSC. So
Okay.
it's a process.
Slow but sure.
I should have traded the order for the hydrant.
Yes.
I got a gift for you.
Kind of failed you there.
Oh, doggone. Well, the next time.
The next time I'll know.
Okay. Cheat Lake wastewater treatment plant and collection.
Okay, so we're right at the 60% completion mark for design. All-Star Ecology has been hired to complete the wetland delineation, which is being required by the United States Army Corps of Engineers. And we are also working with Mountaineer Gas to relocate one of their mains that is on the property.
Okay.
I might note that I heard today there is a piece of property across from the Dairy Queen that is going to be possibly made into a grocery store, but it requires relocation of their gas line there too. So they may have two relocations in the
Oh.
same general area. I wouldn't want to be quoted by that.
Well, bring it up.
But-
Well, is that the property that's being cleared across the street
Right.
from there? I talked with the owner of that in the last month or so, and he said at least at that point, he wasn't sure what would be going in there, possibly a shop of his own property, his own company as well.
Well, this is something I heard today from a professional engineer who knew someone who had been involved in the legal work for the entity who would be going in there, and the people asked the question about the gas line relocation. So we're going to have probably some gas line relocations in the Cheat area. I don't know that that gas line relocation would be all along that stretch of Sunset Beach Road or what. But it may be in the process.
Okay. Look forward to
Maybe they
this.
could
There'll be a
widen
lot of-
Sunset Beach Road.
That would be nice.
I'll stop cutting through your neighborhood if they do.
Okay, that brings us to office renovations.
So Omni is still working on the scope as they were putting everything together for the additional garage that we would put the vac truck in. They learned that the property there is in the floodplain. Now, we believe that cannot be the case, considering the elevation is not much lower than your current elevation. So there's some work that has to be done and taken care of. But I think that same issue was we encountered at White Park as well. I think some elevations there were off. So I don't think it's a big deal to correct. It's just a matter of maybe having a survey completed ridge.
Yeah, typically they require some proof of survey of elevations in order to change it on theirs, but it's a process because it's FEMA and it's federal government, so it takes a little while to get that changed.
It doesn't have to change.
So who does the surveying? Do they go with old surveys, or is this a new one?
I don't know that we have an answer to that. They think that it might be able to be done without new survey information, but I don't know if that's true.
We'll find out.
FEMA over the last couple of years too did massive updating of their floodplain maps. I almost wonder if that's a mistake in the updating. So it just seems
It's the
odd.
second time we've had that question. Okay. All right, thanks. Upper Pocono Sanitary.
Right, so we have bid documents, they're currently under review. We've got all the permits now. We're still working through some of the easement issues. I think right now we need 13, Jeff, or?
We got one, so we're down to 12.
We got it down to 12.
We've
I
heard
think
from
we
a
got
lot
one.
of people. I think there's 5 or 6 different parties that we just haven't heard anything from.
So the right-of-way agent, I understand, is reaching out to those 5 or 6 right now. And so hopefully we'll hear something back from them.
Eventually, we will, I guess.
Yeah, we'll have to, as we get closer to when we have to bid, we'll have to make decisions if they don't, so.
Okay. Westridge.
Okay, so all the trees have been taken down. We are waiting on permits from the Army Corps of Engineers and the Division of Highways Controlled Access Group. And the plans are now at the 90% completion mark.
Okay.
And Rich, I don't have any other news.
That's it.
Okay, that brings us to your report.
Yeah, I know, it just sort of goes right in,
Yeah,
doesn't
right,
it?
it's
Yeah.
amazing.
So, the Morgan's Run project, so as you know, the Senate Bill 176 did not make it through the legislative process, which would have been a wonderful funding mechanism for the project through WDA. We did send a letter with Barbara's signature down to the governor's office asking him to put that onto the special session agenda. Hopefully he will. But we haven't heard anything back. The Abandoned Mine Lands program, they have been out and they've taken water samples. We do not know the results yet, so we're waiting to hear from them. I think that takes a few weeks, from what I understand. So we're still trying to find funding to help lower that borrowing threshold.
Right.
Baker's Ridge, Van Voorst Developments, we've started the 5G process for selecting an engineering firm to develop a preliminary engineering report. When are those due, Rich?
The expressions of interest are due tomorrow, and then the statements of qualification are due on the 24th.
So we're in the process and we'll keep everybody up to date. We'll be communicating with those folks as well. Thursday evening, we will be hosting the City of Morgantown Citizens Academy down at the wastewater treatment plant. When we were asked to participate, we thought about what could we do and thought, wow, a tour of the new sewer plant would be pretty awesome.
Yep.
People can get an idea. We are not giving away samples though.
Before and
This
after?
this is a hands-off exercise. But I think it is a great opportunity for citizens of Morgantown to see how complicated and complex the process is to treat wastewater, and then to see what the final product looks like is what we send back out the river. I think it's going to be a good time. You're all welcome to come. It's from 6:30 to 8:30. And Madam Chair, if you'd like to come and say a few introductory remarks.
I would be there.
We'd like to have you.
I want to give them a test. I have to fall back on my career experience. Somebody gets a test. Okay.
I saw recently they made traffic signs with their names on them.
Mm-hmm.
We need to figure out something, so I think maybe giving them vials of the samples really is the way to go.
Waivers included.
I don't know. Let's think about that.
Mike, I apologize. I was planning on attending, but we had to move our MRTC rail trail meeting from last Thursday to this Thursday due to a conflict that some of us were attending the Morgantown Area Partnership Dinner.
Thank you for your notes.
So, yeah, it was a great dinner. Good time. But I'm sorry, I apologize for the conflict.
Understand, it happens.
Yep.
But we certainly want to make sure that at some point we can get the folks together that haven't had the opportunity to come down and take a tour, and as well as the water plant as well.
I'd like to tour the treatment plant. I have not had a chance to do that yet.
Oh, you haven't?
Oh,
Wow.
I've been there twice.
Well, were you trying to make up for him? I know, but.
Yeah,
doesn't-
stand in.
Yes. We'll make sure you get there, Dave.
Yep.
All right.
The city of Westover, their attorneys submitted a proposed O&M agreement to Jeff. So we're in the process of reviewing it right now. So that's kind of where we are in the works.
Okay, moving along. Okay, it's time for board member issues or discussions. Anybody have anything to contribute? Comments you'd like to make? Observations?
I have, Emily Mazzarelli apologized, she could not make it this evening, so she sent me just a couple updates and said that, and I'm not clear if I think there's more than one pedestrian bridge at the Flegel Reservoir, but they have designs coming along for those that they want to meet, that are in this soon future to meet with MUB and the Department of Dam Safety or something, to review those with MUB in that group, and that the White Park Bridge had a slight revision but should be finalized soon, and that the spring-summer paving list should be a little smaller this year, and the city will have a list of those streets for MUB to incorporate into work that we might have. So that is forthcoming.
All right, anyone else? Okay, do I have a motion for an executive session?
Yeah, I move to convene an executive session of the Board of Directors under the provisions of the West Virginia Code Sections 6-9A-4, paragraphs 9 to 12, to discuss advanced construction planning and other confidential matters which are exempt from disclosure under the West Virginia Freedom of Information Act, and further move to adjourn the meeting upon the conclusion of the executive session.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. We'll take a 5-minute break, then we'll rejoin.